It is time to kick off the greatest American sports tradition holiday with the Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions Thanksgiving football game. It is always a fun time to watch Thanksgiving football here. It's one of the most American traditions, and so I'm really looking forward to it. Also, especially as well, this will be the first time in a long time that I can remember the Lions actually like this game being very meaningful for them and their kind of chase for a deep playoff run. And so playing against the Packers, they had played earlier this year and absolutely dominated them. After a first possession pick by Jared Goff, him and that offense absolutely took off in that Week 4 matchup against Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packers. And both these teams are coming off wins. Packers had a good win against a odd Chargers team, should be a lot better than the record. While the Lions did not really play that well. Jared Goff having 3 picks against the Bears, but ended up pulling off a victory. I think they scored like 15, 17 points or something like that in the final 4 or 5 minutes. I have to go back and double check. But beating the Bears, a win is a win, especially when you come into late November. That's always huge. Ryan, what are your just kind of thoughts on this game on both teams as a whole going in? Like Packers are on the outside looking in, but the NFC, there's a clear separation between the top 6, 7 teams, and the Packers are number 8 right now. What are your thoughts on the Packers overall and their chances for this Thursday?
Well, when we jumped on getting ready to do this game, I was a little shocked when I saw their record at 4-6 because I felt like they've just been abysmal for most of the year. One of the things that I think is helping, so 2 of their wins, I believe they were playing against the Matthew Stafford-less Rams that they beat 3 weeks ago. And then Jared Goff got hurt in their 18-17 win over the Saints. So they were kind of, I think, getting a little, I don't want to say lucky, but they were fortunate in those matchups to come out with a win there. So that's one thing. This defense, I think, is really good. I think this offense is still struggling. But if they could keep these games low scoring, they're going to have a chance to win just because, if you can make a big play or two, you maybe get like 14 to 24 points on the board. If your defense is playing well, you can win. You can eke out some games here. So this is going to be a really tough one at Detroit on Thanksgiving. I have a feeling it's going to be a packed house. And with how the matchup went earlier in the year, I think Detroit matches up really, really well with Green Bay. So.
Yeah, and that's to back up a little bit what you said there statistically. It's like as of right now, Packers offense overall on both passing yards total throughout the year and then also rushing are below average. I don't think that they cracked the top 20 in either, just in total yards. But then at the same time as well, defensively, passing defense is actually pretty good, about 7th or 8th overall in the league. But when it comes to the rushing game, and this is what Detroit did last time they played earlier this year. I think they ran for about 2 miles worth of yards. I think David Montgomery, he was like Forrest Gump back there, just running all over them. And so just keep running, David. Packers have given up the 7th most rushing yards in the league so far this year, just shy at about 1,350. So, I mean, that to me, I think is going to be the formula for the Lions. I think that was just like I don't know how many passing plays they have set up for this week, but I know they have every single running play that they're going to practice. Make sure that they are absolutely perfect. Because that's one of the things, too, the Lions' offensive line is just one of the most dominant ones in the league. And then you have David Montgomery in the backfield. Jahmyr Gibbs has really been coming on strong, especially, too, after David Montgomery got hurt a couple weeks ago and was out for a couple weeks. Jahmyr Gibbs really started to take those steps forward. It's like, okay, wow, you are like you're supposed to be that first-round running back, that number 12 overall pick. So I think now it's going to even be more deadly with now the running back tandem that they have back there. And even then, too, they still might end up doing the same thing where it's like, hey, we're just going to feed the ride to David Montgomery. He's going to have another 25 touches like how he did in Week 4. So I think the Lions just need to run the ball, not make mistakes like how they did against the Bears. Don't give the Packers momentum because you're right. The offense is struggling and they're still young, especially too. And just one final note as well. Aaron Jones got hurt in the last game, did not come back in the game. Matt LaFleur said that he's in good spirits and doesn't seem for it to be a long-term injury. But that being said, on a shortened week, I as of now recording this on Monday, do find it tough that he's going to be able to make it to the Thursday game. So that's something to monitor, and we'll have to see. And so let's get going on to our predictions here. But before we do that, if you have not already, Ryan and I were trying to get to 2,100 subscribers by Thanksgiving. If you're able to help us out, that'd be much appreciated. So hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified when we create new content. Ryan, who do you have winning this game and why?
I'm going to go with the home team here in the Detroit Lions. I just think they're the better team. Watching that matchup earlier in the year, it was not even close. And that was like Christian Watson was back for that game as well. Like they didn't really have anyone with any major injuries. And I think the only one would be David Bakhtiari. But I just think the Lions are going to put the Packers in situations where they have to throw the ball and create chunk plays. And I think Jordan Love will probably come out with a couple turnovers. Lions will have probably more than a couple sacks, and they'll put on a complete performance for Thanksgiving. So
yeah, I'm also going to go with the Lions as well. A lot of it is just based on what I said earlier, especially about the running game, but also too on top of that, you mentioned the offensive line for the Packers, and that to me, time to wake up. That to me is. I think Aiden Hutchinson and company is going to just absolutely feast on this Packers offensive line again, like how they did a couple months ago. So Lions, for me, I think are going to win this one. It should be a good Thanksgiving Day up at Ford Field.
Yeah, so we're both going to take the Lions. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It's the best way to help out the channel, and we're trying to hit 2,100 subscribers by Thanksgiving. So if you can help us reach that goal, that'd be very much appreciated. Go ahead, leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the Green Bay Packers? Is it going to be the Detroit Lions? And other than that, we will see you guys next time.